Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to start your new year off right and 6 really important and powerful steps that you can use to create proper systems in your life and achieve what you're looking to going into 2022. So first of all, Happy New Year. I think this is a beautiful time to reflect on what's showing up for us in our lives, some different patterns that we can sort of introspect about, what we want to create and how we can be intentional for the future. And I just wanted to give you some quick tips and tools to help you in this area very specifically. So number one of the most important things we can do in general is introspect and be intentional about what it is that we want to create. There's a huge difference in life between actively initiating our lives, designing our lives, carving a path for ourselves, intending what it is that we want to do and what works for us and makes us feel fulfilled and designing our life that way, versus being on autopilot and being in a state of passively reacting to what's around us. And I think we can't be truly intentional and have a really powerful path set out for ourselves until we take the time to actually introspect about who we are, what our needs are, what it is that actually fulfills us. And then we can design our life accordingly. Now, of course, it's not always going to be perfectly smooth sailing. You're not necessarily going to be like, I want to start a business this year and everything goes exactly as planned. You may have to learn some, really important things on route. And maybe it takes you a year and a half to start a business instead of a year. Things will not always go perfectly. But it is through our intention and through really paying attention to who we are that allows us to really carve that path out. So this is one of the most important things. And what I highly recommend doing is going through the 7 areas of life and being like, what would I like to see in these areas throughout 2022? So these 7 areas are career, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and relationships. And you can even split relationships into friends, family, and romantic. And the difference between mental, emotional, because a lot of people ask me this, mental is like your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, your ideas, things that you share in the workplace, what you learn about, these sorts of things. Emotional is like our own relationship to our feelings, our emotions, how we regulate, how we emotionally connect to people, these sorts of things. So go through those 7 areas and really take a look. If you want to do a really deep dive into this stuff, we have a whole course called Strengthening Self-Identity, and it's about helping you. It's like a series of introspection questions, helping you pull back all the layers, see who you are, the traits that you want to create more of or nurture more within the relationship to yourself, identifying your needs at a really deep level, your mission and vision for your life, your values, morals, all these different things. And you can check that out for free for 7 days by clicking the link in the description box below. And then when you enter into the school, just type in self-identity and you'll see that course pop up. So you can always check that out. And then that's number 1. So number 2 is find out what your blocks are and create a strategy to work through them. So notice what your fears are, right? We may have fears that come up and say, oh, I'd like to start a business, but I'm not capable. I'm not good enough. It's not possible for me. I will fail. And we want to discover those blocks. And we actually want to do reprogramming work around those blocks so that we are not living our lives and making decisions about our life and our future from a place of fear instead of from a place of truth, like who we truly are, what we truly want to create. And so by being intentional there, we enable ourselves to take those steps and really create what it is that we'd like to see for ourselves, not from a place of limiting ourselves because of different subconscious fears or past traumatic imprints that are essentially left in terms of residue at the subconscious level. Number 3, and this is where we get into some really important stuff here, which is I find this is where people tend to get really stuck. We have to then set our goals that we can ground into actionable steps. So what I find, and this goes with number 4 as well, I'm going to share these things together. Number 3 is that. Number 4 is create systems in your life. And what I find here is that without taking our goals, we take these intentions, we get clear about what we want, without breaking these down into steps, into strategies, and into systems, we often get stuck instead. And when I hear people say things like, I want to start my own business, but I don't know how to start. I don't know how to do marketing. I don't know how to do any of these things. These seem like they're limiting beliefs because it's I don't know how. And there can be a limiting belief in there, I'm not good enough or I'm not capable. But usually it's actually just a symptom of learned helplessness. Usually it's actually that we're not supposed to know when we start things off. What we are supposed to do is break things into steps and then research about these steps, and then create an executionable plan accordingly. So for example, if it's like, I don't know how to start a business, and let's say you want to sell a product, maybe you want to sell baby diapers, to parents. You might be like, I don't know how to start with that. I don't know what to do about all this. Let's say you already have the product, just for sake of the example here, and you've already created this special baby diaper, and it's like, okay, I want to bring this out into the market. You may not know how to do any of that stuff. That's perfectly fine. But what you want to be able to do is know how to research these things. So you would break it down into steps. You would be like, okay, I need to research about my target demographic. I need to research about how to do digital marketing or marketing in general through print sources or networking or, all these different things. And you'd write out all these steps that you need. I need to create a business plan. I need to create a pricing model. I need to, you'd put out all these different things. And then you go through those things and you create plans for how to educate yourself about these things. And once you are educated about each of these steps, now it's going to be easy to create an execution plan. So for example, you might look at your business plan part and you might be like, I don't know how to create a business plan. Good. Your first step is just to research about it, right? Watch some YouTube videos, take a course online, spend some time speaking with a mentor, a friend. And that's you putting strategies, all of those things I just mentioned, mentor, friend, networking, watching YouTube videos, taking a course. Those are your strategies for the step. And then you're able to say, okay, let me break this down into small chunks and schedule them into my week. And now you have a system that you've created for yourself. And you're essentially like setting goals and then reverse engineering the steps, supplementing the steps with strategies, time boxing them into your life. When we can take each of the main goals that we have across the 7 areas of life, then especially for the bigger ones, we really actually need systems. Smaller ones, we may be able to be like, I'm going to do a morning and evening routine. You don't necessarily need a ton of steps and strategies for that. It might be like set an alarm every morning and get up a little bit earlier and organize myself. But with the big goals, when we can break them down, reverse engineer the steps, supplement with strategies, and then create an execution plan once we've researched, and then time box that execution plan. So it's like, okay, business plan research is Monday at 5 p.m. when I get off work. Tuesday, I research pricing model stuff. And then that turns into, once you've researched about it, actually executing. Okay, now business plan is no longer research. It's actually writing out a business plan on Mondays. And now it's time boxing on Tuesdays, creating the pricing model, creating the website, whatever it might be. So it's you being able to set up those things. And if we don't have those systems, it can be really difficult to actually take action, and we can stay stuck in learned helplessness, but easily get ourselves out of that just through creating an outline with those steps, strategies, and research and execution processes. So if you want to actually see a way bigger, more detailed webinar about this in the school with your 7-day free trial, if you sign up, I go through this in a whole bunch of detail in a webinar that's all about maximizing growth in your career. We talk about this system a lot. So anyways, 2 other major important bonus tips are number 5 are, this is number 5 of total, align with your needs. Do things that make you light up, the things that we're more passionate about. And the more we can bring our needs into what we're doing, the easier it is to take action. The more we live a resistance-free life because we enjoy what we're doing, the easier it is to take action, to be productive, to maintain productivity, to learn on an ongoing basis, to keep updating yourself, and you're just more likely to be successful. So try to align with the things that are already important to you. And then the last thing is to make actions positively programmed with your subconscious mind. We want to essentially program ourselves with a positive feedback system. So when we do something, when we finish that business plan, when we finish researching the pricing model, whatever it is, we want to be able to reward ourselves. So we have these internal reward pathways that we're actually programming in relationship to self. So we're more likely to show up, more likely to feel good, confident, and take part with continued action over time. And just a high level principle for that is that the subconscious mind is programmed through repetition plus emotion. So the more we say, good job, I'm now going to go to the beach this afternoon and enjoy it for 2 hours because I completed everything that I planned on doing, or the more we can even do our work at the beach or in a way that diminishes resistance and that rewards us and builds positive emotional associations to what we're doing, the easier it is to move through all these different things. So hopefully this makes sense. I know it's a lot of information. It's really meant for a much longer form sort of talk, I guess. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are a watcher of this channel. And I will see you in the next video.